Thanks for asking. Only the boys here. Very nice. All right, we're live on YouTube now. So I would like starting asking you guys to introduce yourselves so we can know a little bit more about each other. So Luis, could you start?
Yeah, sure. My name is Luis. Hi, guys. Good morning. My name is Luis. I'm married. I'm 52 years old. Currently, I'm unemployed, but I work with technology. I use it to be project manager. I don't have kids. I just have pets. I have 5 dogs and 2 cats. And then in my free time, I like to watch TV series, movies. I like to read. I like to stay with my family. And that's it. That's about me.
Very nice. And how about you, Pedrito? What can you say about you?
So my name is Pedro Souza. I am 36 years old. I'm married and I have a 9-year-old daughter. I live in Santa Maria, Rio Grande do Sul. And in my professional life, I'm a DevOps engineer. In my free time, I like to enjoy with my family, play some games with my daughter, and read some books. And I'm here in Talk since June this year to improve my speaking.
I see. Very nice. So interesting. And how about you, Humberto? What can you say?
Hello, guys. Good morning. My name is Humberto. I live in Belém, Pará. I work with IT. I'm a DevOps engineer, like Pedrito. I have 2 kids. I live with my wife and my kids. In my free time, I like to play football and spend time with my family and friends. And that's it.
Very nice. And go ahead, Alexandre. What can you say?
Hello, guys. Good evening. Oh, good morning. Sorry. I'm Alexandre. I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. I'm 70 years old and I'm married. I'm retired and live here in Jardim Camborima, in a good neighborhood to live in. And, I have a lot of friends here. I enjoy go out, walk or bike around the beach and study English every day a little, more than a little, because my mind thinking about English all the time. And only I don't have people to talk to me, but it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but here you have. You can count on us.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice. And go ahead, Ricardo. What can you say about you?
Hello, everyone. Have a wonderful day and the week for all of them. Uh, well, I'm Ricardo, live at São Vicente, the first year of Brazil. I'm married. I have a daughter. I love watch movies, hang out with my friends. And I work on a telecommunications company, and I'm here again after so many years studying. I'm trying to learn this language. So that's it.
All right, very nice. And what can you say about you, Marcio?
All right. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, YouTube. And I am 40 years old, married. I have 3 children, one son, 2 daughters. I love it, play bass since my childhood. I have a good teacher. My dad taught me and teach me. So I'm living countryside of São Paulo, São José dos Campos, big city for me because there are a lot of opportunities and there are a lot of, for example, public transportation here, it's amazing between Northeast. I love Northeast, of course, because I was born in Northeast, Brazil. And for me, it's amazing when I see public transportation here. It's really different between, I guess, in Northeast, for example. And what else? I'm logistic professional, more specifically warehouse leader. And I'm studying enterprise resource planning ERP SAP because really interesting for me about my area. And what else? I love coffee without sugar because my daughter fight me. Mm, my grandmother fight me about the sugar. Really dangerous. I agree with her, I guess. Her or he, I don't know. Complicated for me. Yeah. So what else? I love ride by bike with my daughter in the morning and afternoon because we talking about my opinion and the opinion of my daughter, you know. And I mean, here is talking talks is 2022, but last year I'm stopped because some situation in my life. And this year I'm again to practice my English. Thank you guys. And you're listening.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much for being here. And as your grandma, I'm on the team of coffee without sugar. That's my team too. And go ahead, Iago. What can I say?
Hello everyone, my name is Iago, I'm 28 years old. I live in Apuiarés, a really small town in Ceará. We have like 10,000 inhabitants here. I work as an instructional designer. Me and my husband, we have 6 cats in our house. In my free time, I like to read, as you can see in my shelf. I'm currently reading a book called Empire of Vampire. It's a I just started. It seems nice, but it's a really big book. So I will take it very slowly and read other things in between. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
All right, very interesting, guys. And doing the same thing, I'm Mel Tavares. I'm from São Paulo, the capital. I like to study languages. I really love going to the beach, to travel when that's possible, and especially animals too. Dogs, they have my heart. And that's it about me. I really love traveling, as I said, eating, all of that normal things I can say. Well, just telling some things about the platform. Talking Talks is a platform where we can practice English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Mandarin. In the future, we'll be able to practice other languages too. And here's a safe place to make mistakes. So we're not here to judge anybody. We are here to make mistakes. We're here to learn. And of course, I'm not a teacher, so I'm not going to teach you anything, but everybody's going to learn a lot from each other's experiences. And that's it. Here's just a normal conversation, just to practice the speaking, listening, and that's it. Today's topic is learning on your own. So I don't know if you guys have this thing with you, like if you have facility to learn on your own. So since we have more people here, 8 people, I'm going to split the room so everybody can have more time to speak. So let me just do here, split the rooms, and then we can start the conversation. For those who will be in the other room, please be respectful. I know you will. Everybody will have time to talk, so please be respectful with each other's time. And that's it. Well, let me just create the rooms here until we can really start. And that's it. For the guys with the camera off, if you guys wanna turn on the camera, that's okay. Feel free to do that. And that's it. 10 minutes before the end of the conversation, I'll call everybody back so we can finish the conversation all together. If you receive an invitation, please accept, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let's just wait. All right, let's see. 2 more people are going to the other room. That's it, guys. Now we can start the conversations about the topic. So, Iago, could you read and answer the first question for us?
Yes. What do you think learning on your on your own means? Do you consider yourself a self-taught person? Um, I think that learning on your own means that you can learn anything by yourself and search things by yourself and follow a studying program that you define or is defined by a course that you by an online course that you buy or that you are following for free. Um, for me, I think that I consider myself a little bit a self-taught because I have been studying for my own for a long time. I think I did some post graduations that it was online, so I have to be on my own and learn the things by myself. Of course, you have the guidance of a teacher when you are on a online course, but I think that when you are on a online course, most of the things must come from you, because if you only keep following the classes and answering questions on the platform, I don't know if you learn properly. So I always like to search more about whatever I am studying about. Since last year, I started to study about UX design because I'm thinking about transition in my career. So I started to learn about UX design. I did a course, and now I'm studying a little bit about UX writing because I really like to work with text and about chatbots and design conversation. It's a really big thing to learn about it, and I think that's really nice. And I when I'm doing this, I always try to respect my time because sometimes we might be rushed things a little bit and don't learn how we need to learn that. And I always try to take my time to learn the things that I need to learn, you know. What about you, Alexandre? What do you think about this question?
Yeah, I think learning ourselves is good to develop everything you want to learn. I started to go to school late in my life. I was 15. I was going to first primary school, so I was totally left behind, and I need to study by my own to recover the time to, and then I learned how to do it and be ahead of the classes every time when the teacher was doing a subject. I had uh, read the subject already, so it's good now. About I learn English by my own, by have conversation with you guys, uh, learn French and uh, Spanish. But I guess you need to focus on you on a subject that you want to achieve and start to do it and be positive to achieve. I think it's good to achieve your goals. Pedrito.
Nothing.
Yes, I agree with you, all you about this. Learning from uh, myself. I doing this since 2019, I think. Yes, when I start learning English in other platform in the pandemic year. And yes, and another post graduation I started to, and is good. You can do in sometimes in your time, and if you can learn in the morning or in the afternoon. And for me, for this, it's so good.
Yeah, really like this side of learning on your own, about having this freedom to do whenever you need to, whenever you want to. Like if I don't feel like doing something right now, I can do that later, and that's okay. Like having this possibility of not having one attached schedule that I need to follow 100% of the time. Sometimes that's great. And as you said, guys, I do believe that it's better for me, not only with the studies, but in general. I do think that I'm a self-taught person in general, and I think that's great, even though maybe a person, people who are not like that, they can try to improve it, because it's so great. You have this freedom to do things differently, instead of just following one schedule and needing the teacher, the professor, the tutor to be with you all the time to explain to you. So having this mentality, I think that can help very much people to just improve themselves better, and without needing somebody to always be with them. That's the main point of it, I'd say. And Pedrito, how do you deal? It's not there on the list, but how do you deal with the frustration, or of maybe you don't succeed on something? Like you are studying for something, you are doing something on your own, and you don't succeed on it. How do you deal with that frustration?
Oh, I'm a very uh, tough guy. I search a lot and all in many platforms, and I watch videos and until accomplish that accomplish some new uh, new knowledge or something I have doing, and I try until succeed.
Let's see. And does it make you feel like, I don't know, bad, or thinking about giving up? I don't know, something like that. How do you deal with
Is
these specific points?
I'm think is I feel with a challenge to do, and I not rest until accomplish that. It's something it's more like that. Yeah.
Let's see. And how do you do that, Alexandre? How do you deal with that frustration when you don't maybe succeed the way you wanted to succeed?
So I faced it when I was studying for to pass in a bank, and I was receiving small salary in a factor, and but my goal was set when I was 12. I set my goal to work in a bank, Banco do Brasil, but I teach the Banco Brasil first, INSS first, and Banco Brasil internal contest first. I passed it in the second. As I was running behind the good salary, it make me so sad when I didn't pass for the first time. But it's important to keep studying more and correct your mistakes. And then the second time I could commemorate.
And how do you do that? About the celebrating a victory that you had. Do you have
It's,
something special?
it's crazy because uh, Imagine a person who starts to study with 50 years old and and apply to work in a bank. You need to study 8 years to to be available to do the contest, and then you do the first time, you not pass, and then you do the second time and you pass. It's crazy because there were 7,000 people doing the test and only 30 people passing the test. I was in the 18 position. So it was so crazy. I remember it I were there now. Very, very good to remember.
Yeah, I think that both situations are important to discuss about, because talking about the what was the word, talking about the frustration that we have maybe when we don't succeed the way we wanted to. But I'm just like Pedrito and Alexandre said about not giving up on what I want, because I know if I'm searching, if I'm trying to achieve something, I know it's because that's the better for me. So I won't give up on it if I can try, keep it trying, especially in a different way, in a way that I didn't think to try before. So that's something that I really do. And about the rewarding, I think it's so important too, because it's part of the process, you know. So maybe you don't achieve the way as fast as you wanted to, or you know, but that can make, when you have these little goals that you achieve, it's so important to celebrate them, because that's the way you can measure how 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 close you are to your main goal, I can say. So it's something that I really try to do, especially when I'm not feeling very well, or when I'm feeling down, like to try to focus on my greatest points, you know, instead of looking just for the not so great ones. But how do you feel? How do you deal with that? Yeah, about the frustration and celebrating your victories.
I think that for me, sometimes I get frustrated very easily sometimes. About 3 years ago, I went through a burnout process and I left my job that I was. So when I think about profession and working area and education, I'm always tend to be a little hard on myself. Now I understand that I have to go easy and not be that hard on myself, not put so much pressure, because when you put more pressure on yourself, you get frustrated so much more. Even if things are going okay and you see that you are making that you are improving yourself, but now I think that I do better with the frustration. As I said, I'm in process to transitioning areas, and I think that I am taking this time very with much more calm, I can say, because I don't know, maybe 2 years ago I put so much pressure on myself when I left my job, and now I have to think, okay, I have a job now, I am working. Is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'll probably never have a thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. I think it's okay, change your mind. uh, but I think that I am enjoying the process more and learning other things, and take my time to improve myself, and reach the goal that I have. And about
Nothing.
celebration, just answering that part of the question, I think that, as you say, we always have to look for the little victories that we have, not only for the main goal that we have. You know, if you are studying for something and you don't pass, if you only expect that time to celebrate you and you don't pass the first time, you only get frustrated and more frustrated, and I think that celebrate little victories and little achievements that you have through the process, it's important.
Yeah. And about, I totally agree with you. And about what you said about failing or not going the way we thought or expected it to be, maybe that's part of the process also. Like you said about your burnout, maybe that was necessary for you to understand some things differently, to kind of be more resilient in life in general. So that can be necessary, even though that's not what we expect we would like to go through. But maybe that was the best option that could happen to you, for you to understand some things differently, and to have some different decisions by the
Yes,
time.
because it was the only thing that led me to left the job that I wasn't happy, it wasn't making any sense for me anymore. So yeah, I have to go in this high level of stress to realize that, oh, this is not good for me. I have to leave, and
Yeah.
that's no shame in that. Understand that. Okay, that's no shame in that. I need to do that for my health, for myself, for me to be good. So it's okay, and then I deal with it.
Let's see.
I'd like to add something about my profession. When I passed in the Banco do Brasil, in that decade, 1980, uh, there was only there were only three authorities in the city: the judge, the mayor, and the bank manager. Right? These three guys would solve all the situation in the city. And the city girls was looking to the Banco do Brasil employee to get married. City girls and city boys, because in that time they was hiring a woman as well. So if the boy passed in the Banco do Brasil, he could marry to the daughter, judge daughter or the male daughter. So I think it was crazy because people was running out behind that too to have a good salad. I didn't do it. I went to Colatina. I enjoyed my time. It was 1980, and I got married in 1986. So I don't hurry up to do that. But it was like a moda, no, something people was, oh, look for the bank. There was another guy there. Very
Yeah,
crazy.
I see that. That was different, right? Like something not usual, I can say, maybe. But that was
No,
the
no,
way they found to try to
in that
succeed.
time it was very used, but now it's completely normal, right? There are a lot of jobs, different jobs, and then the situation finishes.
Let's see. And Pedrito, how do you deal with that, celebrating the small victories? You didn't answer that one. How do you deal with that?
I usually go outside some different restaurant with my family and enjoy the time with them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and how do you feel like? Do you feel like the process of maybe becoming a self-taught person, maybe that can come from the experience that we went through before, like about parents, if the way they teach children, or the traumas that we have, like, okay, I cannot count on other people, like I have to do it myself. So maybe that's the reason I'm a self-taught person. Do you think it's related?
Yes, and because the all system, the schools, and we start in for now is 4 years old in a school and uh, and go until for many years, and you have a customer to this system, and for me, it was hard for the start to online course. For example, I had this feeling. I don't. I want to do this right. Like I don't can control myself time and other things. But when I started and face it, was different, and realized can that can I get it, and I got now about many courses already done, and now I'm doing another post graduation in my area.
I see. And do you agree with him, Iago? Do you think it's related? Like about, okay, I cannot depend on people to do what I need to do. So now I need to be a self-taught person. Or no, it's not, it's just another way to learn things. How do you see that?
No, I I think that some things might be related with this thing that we can. I think that everyone can develop this. I forgot the word. Uh, this ability to become a self-taught person, but I think that might be some situations that lead to it that you are aware that you have to become a self-taught person. When you ask about family and traumas, I immediately, unfortunately, remember about when I came out to my parents because I was created in a very religious home. So, and in this religion that I was, when people knew about me, I knew that they would stop to talk to me when I left the religion. So in that time, I have to think, oh, I am by my own now. I have just a few friends that I can count because all the others are from the religion that I left, and I couldn't count on them more. So I think that I have this thing that oh, I have to succeed by myself. It's something that I always discuss on therapy with my therapist because I am married for a little while now. I am with my husband for 8 years. So so in this process, I have to think, oh, I have other person that I can count besides me. I can't have this heavy weight on my shoulders all the time. I have to release this heavy weight, you know. So it was a process. I think that I still sometimes find myself in this mentality, but now I am more. I try to be more kind to myself, you know.
Yeah, I do believe like you guys said about, okay, maybe some things that we went through in the past can change, can shape, that's it, can shape the way we do things, we face things. And talking about this, I can say especially the, of course, the parents, because they were always there, especially when kids, so they shape the way we see world and do things, especially. But of course, about, okay, I don't want to be a burden to someone. So I don't want to need someone, like if I need someone and another person is not really there for me, I won't succeed. So I don't want that for me. And also, I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I want to be independent. I want to do my own things. If I succeed, that's because of me. It's not because of anyone else. Of course, with the network we can do, of course, it's so much easier, and it's kind of a little bit of everyone, but it's the majority of the things is me that succeeded. And also about the bad part, because people usually just want to be uh, uh, I forgot the word, just want to be with the great part. But okay, if you fail, that's because of you too. So it's, if you have to be aware of that. So it depends, do you want to be on your own and take your own decisions, and maybe you can succeed but also you can fail, so you have to make this choice or not. I want to be with dependent on someone, and okay, just to say, oh, you did that wrong, that's why I didn't succeed, because you did wrong. It depends of the point of view that you want to have. And how do you see that, Alexandre?
So I didn't have any help when I was younger to prepare myself for the future. Even my father uh, uh, stopped me going to study and got me in the consigned with him. It was a little sad, but since I start to run behind the passing the contest to start to get a good job, I did to study 24/7 every day, uh, in the weekends, in the holiday. I was studying at night, in the morning, early in the morning, because I was me and me. I just don't want to. I have materials from the college, from the school, but it wasn't enough to pass in the contest. So I have to buy a book from a teacher, a Banco do Brasil employee from Paraná. He sent me the book, the big book, to a lot of questions about the bank, and I just braved the book to study alone, to prepare alone. So I was studying even when I was going to the church. There was a folletin that the Catholic Church used to give us. I was studying Portuguese in that bulletin because there was the real Portuguese. So I use all the tools to prepare myself by my own all the time. I think 80% of the my success was by my own, right? Even when I passed in the banking, 1 year after there was a test inside to grow up in a career. And I faced this test. I didn't pass it because I was so like new in the area. And then 1 year later, another test came. It was the last because the bank said, after this test, there were no more tests. And then I studied like 24/7 every day and passing this test by have a good app, right? And I think everyone should think this situation like my kids. I always taught to them, if you want to be someone or work in a good job, here it depends on you, not on me. I can give you the resources, the housing, the health plan, the food, but depend on you. If you do to the right, you can achieve. That's what I did.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said about kids, because you now can be the difference that you needed before. You can give the support, you can be supportive to your children, and that maybe was something that you were missing early on. So that's something
Yes.
really interesting. And I want to know, like, now, for example, if maybe everyone here agrees that we kind of are self-taught person people. So I mean, we need to have some kind of people that inspires us, because if we didn't see that was something great by other people's examples, we wouldn't be doing that. So what are your, Alexandre, your inspiration, people that really inspires you to follow that way about being a self-taught person, not depending on other people?
I guess what inspired me more was the salary. Yes, because imagine a poor boy just come to the city without anything to be proud, and then you realize that you can receive a good salary. And when I received two salary in the bank, I bought a car, a 2 years old car, right? It was 98. I bought a car, a 78 car. So the money was very good. So it inspired me a lot. And some teachers inspired me as well. They said to me this I was in the right way. But what inspired me the most was receiving a good salary.
Let's see. And nowadays we have someone like a person that inspires you to do that, because you said you started to learn French and Spanish. Like if you could just stop there and just be okay with your English, that could be something that you could do. But why did you start to do that? Do you have some inspiration like that now?
No, no, not exactly. I'm very afraid about being sick, being get some illness in the future because I'm 70. You know, we have the the illness that can make you forget everything. Even the message that is one of the worst people face it. And now it's time to face to choose to, I say, stick my brain, right? It's time to fulfill my brain every day with new words, new phrase, new situation, because it's my goal. My goal is being aware about everything that's happening in the world, very curious about everything that's happening in Brazil, about politics and religion, extreme right, extreme left, cadeirada. And I think I will do that until I die. I need to every day grow a little. Because if I stop, my brain can go down, right? Stop function.
Yeah, I see. So interesting. And how's that for you, Pedro? To you had someone in the past that really inspired you to keep going, to keep trying your best? Or even nowadays, do you have someone now that really inspires you to do bigger things? How's that for you?
Oh yeah, I think in the high school I have so many teachers that inspire me. Uh, Especially a math teacher. She, I was good in that time in math, and she tried to 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 put in my mind to be a professor, a teacher, a math teacher. But in that time and now, I I think I not maybe I not be a good teacher, and for this I said this to her and try to another way, and I start my career in IT. Um, for a technician, start with a technician course in IT and follow the steps to graduation, post-graduation in this area.
I see. So interesting, I can say. Yeah, I do believe that in different phases of stages of life, we can have different um, inspirations. Like in Alexandre's case, that was the money. That was okay. That was your inspiration. Anything wrong with that? And now maybe that can be something different. You know, for me, it can be something different. I can have one person that achieved something that I want to achieve. So I take that as a reference for me. And that's totally fine. Each person has each have their own each people have no each person has their own inspiration, and that's totally fine, totally what makes us different from each other and achieve different things. So I want to know now from you, Iago, how's that for you? Do you have or had an inspiration so strongly in your life?
I think that I had this teacher on high school, a history teacher. I At that time I thought she was amazing. Everybody hate her. I don't know why, but she was amazing. I she she helped us to when I was in high school. She helped us to go in the history Olympics. I don't know if you know. And then we went to the finals at Unicamp. It was really nice. And I think that when I started my graduation, I think that I was very inspired by her because I was doing a graduation in English. That it's an area that I always liked, and then I was searching for these references to okay. I think that I have these references to become a good teacher, and then I have these teachers that was an inspiration for me by that time. And now, as I'm not a teacher anymore, I don't work teaching in schools anymore, but I think that my inspiration now are some people that uh, that work for foreign companies. That's something that I want to achieve in some point of my life because, as Alexandre, a good salary, a good paycheck is a really good improvement in our lives, you know. So I think that that's something that moves me now.
Nasi,
Mel,
so interesting.
there was a poem, and when I was studying, preparing for the contest, I faced that poem from Napoleon Hill, Filosofia do Sucesso. It inspired me a lot because I was already in the first strophe and the last strophe. The first strophe says, e se você, the last strophe says, se você pensa que é um derrotado, você será derrotado. Se não disser que era a qualquer custo, não conseguirá nada. Mesmo que você queira vencer, mas pense que não vai conseguir, a vitória não sorrirá para você. Isso é 100% verdade. A luta pela vida nem sempre é vantajosa aos fortes, nem aos espertos. Mais cedo ou mais tarde, quem cativa a vitória é aquele que crê plenamente. Então, eu me agarrei nesse poema quando eu estava me preparando. Assim, isso só depende de mim, está escrito aqui. Então, eu acho que depende só de nós, de cada um de nós, fazer a nossa parte, né? Não ficar reclamando, né? Isso aí. Sorry.
Yeah, so interesting. Thank you very much for sharing that. You always have something really interesting to say to share here, and that's really amazing. And before I ask what you guys learned, I want to ask for the three who were with me here. How did you like the way that we did things here? Because we didn't follow exactly the questions. I just make them differently. Did you like that, or do you guys prefer to go question by question? Pedrito, Iago, e Alexandre.
Yeah, I think it was
I,
nice because we just follow the flow of the conversation. You bring really good questions to us.
yeah, I think we knew up our hearts and said share everything that happened for us in the past, how you could get here safe, right, in life. I guess it's good to discuss.
Yes, it's very good to try a different way and not just follow a script. It's good to exercise.
Yeah, very nice. I think I'm going to do more of that here. I'm going to do that more often. But I want to ask you one more last question that is not on the list also. But the question is, what did you learn today in the conversation? You guys can answer about a new word, a new expression in English, or anything that you're going to do to improve your self-taught skills, anything like that. So, Marcio, could you start? What can you say about it?
Sure. And my learning with my brother in another classroom, it's really good because for me to practice my English skill, yeah, it's a process. I like this word, you know, and I I enjoyed a lot about these questions, and that's it. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very much for being here. That's always a pleasure meeting you in every immersion that I can. And go ahead, Luis. What can you say?
That was interesting conversation. I discovered that I am a self-learning study. I am a long life learning study, and then I could discuss with the guys, which was interesting, and that was a very good topic.
Very nice. Thank you very much. And how about you, Pedrito? What can you say you learned?
Yeah, for me, I think the main point is the new connections you all us can do in our conversation and connections with the different words we accustomed to use. And I think the word self-taught, like for example, I know this, but I'm not usually do this. Usually spell this, and I think this new connections is very interesting, very good to know to us.
Yeah, it's this word, as you said, it's not so common. And I think that just brought me up an idea about bringing the topic about though, through, tough,
Yeah.
these similar words. So tricky. But let's see. And how about you, Humberto? What can you say you learned?
I think I learn a lot. I like these topics because I think you can see the another point of view too. And that's it. I think it was a good conversation for me. I could to learn new vocabulary and new point of view too. And that's it.
Thank you very much for being here. I remember you were my first immersion ever as a host, so that's really nice having you here again.
Nice. Good to see you again.
And go ahead, Iago. What can you say?
I think that I learned that we have to be resilient and do things by ourselves. And mostly, I think that I can say that the things that we discussed in our conversation is that we need to be patient and celebrate the little victories that we have through the process, not only when we achieve a main goal. And yeah, I think that it was it that I can remember now in our conversation. It was really great. Thank you.
Very nice. And for last but not least, Alexandre, what can you say you learned?
So I guess how to express myself in a group, it's good every day. Even though every day I have the sensation that I could do it better, because in my mind I can create a lot of situation talking English, but when I try to to put it out. I forget every sentence, words, etc. But day by day, I guess I'm growing in English, and I learn French from the English. Like I study two languages in the same time because I study people, a teacher from English teaching French. And I think I'm learning every day in the conversation to express myself to be less ashamed about to face people every day. Thank you.
That's so interesting learning a third language by your second language.
Yes,
That's
it's very good.
Yeah. So thank you guys all again very much for being here. That was a pleasure. I just sent the survey link on the chat, so if you guys can, please just leave a comment telling how the conversation was for you. And you, of course, if you have any suggestions about what I can do better and about other topics that you guys want to talk about, just leave it there too. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again anytime. See you guys.
See
Bye
you. Bye
bye.
bye.